Hello, everyone, and welcome to our video podcast. Today, we are going to tackle about the youth participation in climate action. So, why is it very important in this topic? Because we are going to tackle the challenges that we are facing right now, and of course, how this youth participation can really solve the situation. So, in this topic, it's connect with the study lesson number one, which is the meaning and the nature of development. So reminding us that development is not just a lifestyle or a development, but it's economic growth and improving our lives, ensuring the equality and protecting the environment. So today, I've been joined with the three special guests and two researchers who is very amazing and share to us and enlighten us with the experience. So let's begin.
Youth participation is not more than just joining an event. It's about having a real voice, shaping the future. Too often, youths are invited to help but not to lead. In the Philippines, for example, 20 typhoons are affected by the Philippines each year, which disrupts our school, jobs, and healthcare. So the real development is not about economic growth. It's about well-being and the dignity of the people who better to speak for the future of the youth or who will lead it. We are not just only volunteers, we are leaders and partners in creating solutions. With our voice we heard, we can turn challenges into opportunities and build safer, stronger, and more inclusive tomorrow.
Research shows the Philippines ranks among the top 10 most disaster vulnerable countries in the world. UNICEF also reports that over half of the world's youth live in highly climate vulnerable nations. In practice, tools like community mapping or youth consultations allow young voices to shape disaster preparedness plans. This means policies are not just top-down, but grounded in real community needs, directly improving people's lives.
So one of the great example here is from Marikina City, where students help map flood-prone areas, and the LGU uses the data for disaster planning. So this illustrates lesson number 3, where people-centered and production-centered development, where this production-centered approaches infrastructure and the people-centered approaches a value of well-being and value of local knowledge. So by valuing youth input, we can balance both sides.
This is where participatory communication comes in. It encourages dialogue between leaders and youth. Empowerment theory also shows that giving young people control over solutions increases success. In fact, a UNDP 2023 study revealed that youth-led projects have higher community participation rates than traditional top-down programs. So effective communication ensures youth voices aren't just heard, but acted upon.
Of course, challenges remains, and sometimes adults underestimated us, and resources are also limited. But with youth assemblies, partnerships, and training, we can also step up. For example, in Iloilo, youth groups lead mangrove planting projects that reduce flooding and protect ecosystems. This is participatory. People-centered development, which is focused on long-term community well-being.
From this discussion, okay, so we learned that from the lesson number 1, dili lang siya basta-basta no nga development nga atong ina-improve, but development from improving our lives. So from the lesson 2 is addressing the modern issue that we are facing right now, which is the sustainability and the equality. No? And from the lesson 3 that we are tackling about from the youth participation, which imbalance the people-centered against production-centered goals. So, and from the lesson 4 is most importantly, which is the participatory, which is, yeah, the youth right now. And the youth is very leading in this climate action or climate change action. Now, this proved that youth participation is very, very important. This is not a very symbolic, this is not just a symbolic rather, but it's a practical, innovative, and necessary. As we close, I have one question to leave you for you audience right here, especially from you also, no? So how can we ensure that youth voices lead to the real action in our communities? So that's the question. So you better answer right now in the comment section. Ayan. That's something we must all reflect and all we face in this climate change together. So thank you for joining and watching. See you next time.